Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into a super critical standard operating procedure for any hotel front office team. What you do when a guest is waiting for their room. Okay, let's be real. This is one of the toughest moments at the front desk. It's that point of friction that can just sour an entire stay before it's even started. But if you handle it perfectly, that's the moment that can define their entire experience and show what real hospitality is all about. All right, let's get into it. So first up, let's understand why getting this procedure right isn't just about being nice, it's about protecting the hotel's reputation and actually turning a potential problem into a huge opportunity. And when you look at these points, you can totally see how they're all linked. I mean, when you actively cut down on a guest's frustration, you instantly look more professional. When you show them you respect their time, you're building up that positive image for the hotel. Getting this right really does turn a potential negative into a powerful showcase of incredible service. So what are we actually talking about when we say on cue? Well, according to the official SOP, this is the definition. It's really important to remember this isn't just a casual wait. It's a specific status that kicks off a very clear set of actions. Now let's break down the official procedure. This isn't about just winging it. It's a structured process that's designed to turn that awkward waiting period into a seamless part of the whole welcome experience. Think of this 5-step process as your playbook, your game plan for handling the situation with grace and total control. It's like a roadmap that takes you from the problem straight to the resolution. So let's jump into step 1 and see how this all comes together. What you do right away sets the tone for the entire interaction. I'm talking about the first 30 seconds. This is where you establish control and, more importantly, trust. So the big thing here is transparency. Never, ever let a guest feel ignored or left wondering what's going on. You acknowledge them, you give them honest information, even if it's not great news, and you immediately flag their reservation in the property management system. This makes sure the entire team, especially housekeeping, knows this room is priority number 1. And this is just a brilliant example of how to phrase it. It's polite, it manages expectations by giving a clear time frame, and it immediately pivots to a positive solution. You're changing the message from sorry you have to wait to let us take care of you while you wait. Okay, so you've told the guest what's up. The next step is to actively make their wait comfortable. You're not just, sticking them in the lobby, you're continuing that hospitality experience. These might seem like small things, but they are so powerful. Offering a coffee or giving a quick tour of the place shows that you value the guest's time and comfort, even before they've laid eyes on their room. It keeps them engaged and reminds them that they're being hosted. Now, this is a smart move. That waiting period is actually the perfect time to get all the administrative stuff out of the way. It's all about being efficient and making that final step as smooth as possible. See, by getting all the paperwork and luggage sorted out now, you're making sure that the second that room is ready, it's a simple, quick handover of the key. No more delays. That makes the final resolution feel so much more satisfying for the guest. All right. This next step is happening behind the scenes, but it is absolutely critical. Your proactive communication with other departments is what's going to actually shorten that wait time. Your attention here is everything. You're the central hub, right? You're coordinating with housekeeping to rush that room, and you're constantly checking the system. And here's the crucial part. If that estimated wait time changes, you go and update the guest. More communication is always better than silence. And now for the final step, the moment of truth. This is where you successfully resolve the wait, you finish up the check-in, and you personally see the guest on their way. Again, that sincere apology paired with a clear, happy resolution is just so effective. Acknowledging their patience shows them respect and appreciation. And then having them escorted to the room, that's the final touch that just ends the whole service recovery on a real high note. But what happens when it's not just one guest? What if it's an entire conference or a tour group arriving at once and none of the rooms are ready? Yeah, the strategy has to scale up. The core ideas are still the same, but the way you do it completely changes. For a single guest, it's all about personal comfort. For a big group, it becomes about crowd control, clear communication with their group leader, and finding a functional space so you don't clog up the whole lobby. So the big goal here is to get them into a dedicated, comfortable space. A wash and change room is an absolutely brilliant idea, especially for groups coming off a long flight. And using places like the business center or the lounge keeps the main lobby clear and lets the group relax together without feeling like they're in everyone's way. Okay, so we've got the 5-step procedure down. But beyond the steps, what's the core mindset you need to really pull this off? Because let's face it, a procedure is only as good as the person using it. Think of these 3 principles as your foundation. Your patience is like a shield against frustration. Positive communication is your tool for totally reframing the situation. And teamwork, that's the engine that makes the whole service recovery process work. Together, they turn a tough situation into a memorable story of great hospitality. At the end of the day, an on-cue situation is basically a pop quiz on your hotel service standards. By following this procedure and really embracing this proactive mindset, you've got the power to not just pass that test, but to turn a moment of frustration into a real foundation for guest loyalty.